how to make a photo montage in CapCut. This is something I'm putting together because I have a lot of folks that ask me how to do something like this. I have our photos loaded in here that I'm using. I just selected some random photos that I could use for like a family beach day. If you're working with a lot of photos, I would suggest that you layer it in at a time as you edit. Like, so you do your first set and you organize all those into a file on your computer, and you load that into CapCut, put that into your project, and then you go set by set. Otherwise, this is going to get really difficult when you bog this thing down with a bunch of photos and you've got to scroll through to find what you want, and you're kind of all over the place. So that's my first step. But first thing that you're going to want to do for your photo montage is you want to go ahead and select the music. That's what I would do, the music that I would use for it, and I'm going to actually make jumps and cuts based on beats in the music, and I'll show you what I mean. So first thing on the left hand side in your audio tab, you click that and you can actually search for music. I clicked the down drop menu for music and I selected travel. Now I've already pre-selected the music that I want to use for my project. So that way you don't have to sit here and watch me do it, but I've got this song right here. It's sounding good, and this is the one that I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and drag it down and throw it into the project at the start of my video. Now, obviously, if you're making a video that's going to be over, 3 minutes long, you'll have to add in either the song twice, or you could add in different music. But if you were going to add in the song twice, all you have to do is have the clip selected, and you can either do right click. If you have that function on your map, it's copy, or if you're on a Mac, you can do Command C, which is copy. Or if you're if you're on a Mac and you don't have the right click functionality turned on, at the very top of your screen, if you click edit, you'll see the option when you have the clip highlighted to copy right there. And then you just jump to the end of your project clip right here, and you would do the same thing again. You could click edit and paste, boom, and there you go. Or Command V will paste. Do I have that right? It is Command V, right? I got it right. I knew this. Okay. Sometimes you have to, check yourself. And then I would go ahead and pick out which photo you're going to start with. So let's go into my media section here, and let's grab the photo. I'm going to start with this one because it's really, really nice. Load this right in here, right at the start of the project. Boom. And there you go. You have your starting photo here, and what I can actually do is I can set up on here a couple different things to start. The other thing I am going to start with is doing text, and so I'm going to set up the movement that I want in my project first before I add the text over it. So this song kind of starts pretty soft and subtle, so that's pretty nice. I don't have to add a fade in or anything like that. But for this image, the one thing that I'm gonna do to keep engagement is, instead of keeping this still image like this, I'm going to do a zoom out. I'm gonna start it with it's zoomed in. I'm gonna add keyframes and have it zoom out. And so let's go ahead and select when we want this to jump. So let's say on this beat right there, probably. Actually, you know what? Right there, right on that beat. So see that bump right there? It's right there. So if you really want to go pro, you don't have to do this, but if you really want to make this sound really good, right there, you want to have it kind of keep up succinct with the beat. That'll really make people feel like it's like, wow, you had this professionally done. So you start off with this photo here, and then it'll keep up with the beat. And so you'll see what I'm talking about, but it'll jump. Like if I go to, go ahead and add in another photo here, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but, so if I jump to, let's say we just jump to like this photo here, right on beat. So you'll see, watch. See, it kind of jumps with the beat. It doesn't have to stay on the exact beat, but if you do it on track, as you add more in, it'll really flow nicely, and you'll probably see that a little bit later as we go. All right, so we kind of got that laid out as far as how far we want it to be in there, and so let's go ahead and scale. And so this is the scale. I've got the clip selected, the first one, and I want to zoom in on the clip. Look at that, zoom in on those kids' faces. Isn't that great? So that's the start. So then I want to move my cursor back to the front okay? And I want to start there, and so I'm going to add a keyframe, which is this little dot right here at the very beginning. If I select that, now I've got a keyframe down here where I have this little button, okay? And then I'm going to move this all the way to here, right to the edge of the clip. Actually, an easy way to do this is that the arrow key on your keyboard, if you click up, it goes right to the front, and if you click down, it goes right to the next clip. And I will add in a keyframe right there. So it's still, even though it's showing these guys on this next clip, it's still got this clip highlighted. So I added a keyframe at the start and the beginning. So now, in order to edit the size of it, I'm going to select this keyframe, and I'm going to scale it. Let's say, I know I can't see it, but I already know what I'm going with this. I want it to be 100. Boom. So now, see how it's moving? So now if I start this, look at this. See, it's moving nice. Boom. So that's how you have that keyframe and that slideshow, and it makes it move, and people will really, really appreciate that. The next thing I'm going to do too is I'm going to add in a nice fade in because it's the start of the project. So I have this selected, and I'm going to do animation. Here it is, fade in. So I want to do a nice fade in just like that. See that? And so when I clicked it, that's when it added it automatically, and then it added this little animation bar here. See, it says duration, so I can actually do a little longer of a duration, maybe 1 second long. So there, see how that nice fade in? So now we got that nice fade in with the zoom. That's looking pro. All right, now I'm going to add in my text to start it. And so we've got text here. Now when I click text icon here, this opens up all our text options, but we actually have text templates that we can use. I could click a drop down, and I can actually do vlog text templates, and there's different like text templates that you can select from that'll make your videos look really, really nice. A couple of them are pro, but they got a bunch in here. We even have titles. Here we go. So we can add this in here. Boom. And we'll scroll it right down to there. And so now when I have this text title in here and I select this, I've got different sections here. Title 1 paragraph, so I can put Robert's, I don't, you know, I don't know, you know, I'm like making up random family names. So I'll put Robert's Family Beach. Robert's Family Trip, something like that, or Robert's Family Beach Trip. We'll put here, let's say they went to the beach in May 2023. Yep. And so we're just keeping that simple. So if you watch here, now look at how great this is going to look. People are going to think you're a professional editor. Watch that. Look at that. Isn't that great? People are going to be like, "Oh man, you guys are professional editors. How did you do that?" So you even have that. You can even adjust the like background in it and all this kind of stuff. You can adjust the size, the rotation. I mean, there's so many different things you can do to do that. See here on paragraph 2 where I have family beach trip, I can adjust. If I click this arrow down, I can actually like, you know, adjust the text and do like a, maybe not a background, but I can do a shadow to it. We can increase the shadow. I can even, you know what I can do? I can do a stroke through it, and then boom, that makes it pop out even more. And so we can do that. We can actually do that with all of them if we wanted to. Paragraph 2, paragraph 1. And we can do a stroke through it. Boom. And then even like we'll just do that with all of them, because that way it's in unison there. So here it is, stroke. Boom. So there you go. Now you've got all of these different nice effects. People are going to think you're a pro. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? All right. So now you've got the basics. I added in keyframes. I added in different things like that. The next thing that I can show you here, just to speed up the time, and I'm not taking up too much of your time because we're already pretty far into this video now. I think we're going to be multiple minutes here. It's going to be pretty long. So on these photos, see how I have this photo here, and I've got this nice family on this one. And so what I'm going to do too is I'm going to add in multiple photos to show you how you can do multiple photos at a time and do a collage. So let's get out of this and let's do this one like here, and then this one. So that kind of gives you a better idea of what I'm going for. And you know what we could even do? Let's do like something like this. And we'll see, I'll show you what we can do here. So we have this multiple wide photo here, and we have this one here. And so we've got a couple different ones we can do. So with this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a slide in. So I'm going to show you how we do this here. So I'm going to move this one all the way over here. I'm going to move it kind of out of frame, like right here. And then this one, I'm going to move right in the middle here. And then this one, I'm going to move kind of, let's see, this guy will go right here like this. See how that looks pretty cool? So this is going to make you look really neat. So then I'm going to kind of drag this here, and let's see how this looks. So on this fade in here, I'm going to have this one actually come kind of fade in first. And so we've got this, and I'm going to do an animation to fade in, and I'm going to say let's do do they have like there's a slide up, slide right, slide down. See how that looks. Boom. Yeah, that's pretty good. So we add that in. So we got the slide in. So check this out. So it's going to go boom. And then right when that slides down, see where that dot ends there? I'm going to move this right here to kind of start. And so we'll do that here. And then on this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go slide, or not shake down. I want to do slide, not slide right. I want to do slide down. There it is. So I'm doing the same animation again, and then I'm going to move this one right there, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Slide. Where, man, I keep losing it. Okay, there we go. Slide down. So watch. So now check this out. Boom, boom, boom. Isn't that great? See how that works? And then I'll wait for that next beat right there. I like that right there, that bump. We'll do that bump right there. And I will move this. Now this is going to be more upbeat. And so this is obviously like a vacation vibe, like everything's good, you know, like everybody's watching your photo and enjoying the beach, you know, and enjoying the images. And so it's going to be more upbeat. Now in a graduation ceremony, you might go longer. You might do a little bit more simple keyframes like that. Like on this next clip here, I'll probably do like a nice clip like this, slow it down a bit. So here you got this family photo. And then on this one here, I will probably kind of like zoom in just a bit, like right there. And let's go like maybe right there. I like that. Probably start like that, and then let's figure out where we want this to end, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this slide down. So we'll probably go right there, and I'll probably zoom that down so we'll have that beat. So I'm still sticking to the beat now. And then on this one, I'm going to go up to start at the front. I'm going to add a keyframe where I'm going to have the position start there, and then I'm going to go to the back end of it. I'm going to have the position end there. And essentially what I want it to do is I'm going to have that highlighted, and I want the position. So like here, so on this kind of stuff, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this a little easier. I'll show you a little trick. If you're having a hard time because it ends right there, what you can actually do is you can grab that keyframe and drag it over like this. And that way you can mess with it. Make sure it's selected. So there's that keyframe. So now you can still see it and you can select the position. So I'm going to pretend like this is the end of the clip. So I want this to go like right there, right? And then I'm going to take that keyframe again and I'm going to drag it all the way to the end again, just like so. So now when it'll switch, and let's go ahead and add the next photo in. So we'll add this photo in right here. So that'll be the next one, just so you can have a photo to jump to. So now when I play that, watch this. Boom. Boom. See? So now you can see it's all succinct and it's all looking good. So that it's already looking like a professional edit. Whoever you're showing this to is going to think you're amazing. All right. At this point in the video, I'll probably do a couple more edits because I got a couple more photos, and I'll just do a montage. I kind of showed you all the basics of what we're looking at. And so I'll just kind of I'll just keep editing and keep going so I can show you guys what I'm doing. And then I'll jump back in at the end here and we'll get this all settled. So let's go ahead and just throw a couple more photos in and we'll go from there. I've got this ending all set up here. I'm going to end on this note with this clip here. And so what I'm going to do is a couple different things. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take and highlight this song at the end here. I'm going to go to the very end and I'm going to cut it. So I can either right click and split, actually is what I'm looking to do. So I can not right click, but I can select this and I can actually go up here to this section here and actually click split. Boom. And that'll split the clip, and then I'll delete that section, and now I've got a nice little video here. And then at the very, very bottom, when I select the audio, I'm going to do a nice fade out. So I do it, and this is like the simple way of doing this. There's this whole other thing you can do where you can make sure you're reaching the end of the song, but I'm not doing that. I'm just making a very simple thing here. And then I've got this ending, and I will put probably a nice little text here on here, and I can even do another title if I wanted to. I mean, there's a bunch of different ones, but I could just put I can even do this here. This is pretty good, so I'll do right here. We'll start. See that there? And actually I can actually extend this out just a bit, make that a little more pro. And then this here, what I'm going to do with this text is I'm going to put in here the end, just like that. Now watch this. So as it's going, boom, and on this here, we'll click this clip, we'll do animation, we'll click out, and then I'll do a nice fade out. There it is. Boom, add that in. And we want the duration though to be a little bit longer, maybe like 2 seconds, so you can kind of see that. And then we've got this nice little the end. And we'll just fade it right there. Boom. You know what, we can make it a little bit longer too. We'll move that over too. We'll move that over too. And then we'll move that over as well. And there we go. Now we've got a nice little like the end. And it cuts out very nicely. So there you go. Very, very nicely, very ending there, pretty good. Now, if you didn't want your clips to jump a little bit at this point in your project, like you have the jump like that, and then, you know, you've got another jump coming up right here. In all actuality, I could probably have made that a little shorter. That's fine here. But actually what I could do is I could do a nice transition and do like a little like swipe here. I'll do a swipe right in there. Boom. Okay. See how that kind of clicks there? So what I'm going to do is actually make that all disappear at one time with that transition. And the reason why that's going to happen is because it's going to look like you're just all going together. So it'll be good. You're not even going to notice it. You'll see. So, all right. That's it. That's your whole video project. I hope that helps. I'm going to go ahead and export this now. And as I export it, let's make sure that we've got it all looking good. And then I'll put in a final result in at the end. Obviously, this was very short, but that just gives you a basic idea of what you're doing for these family montages. You can add more transitions in if you want more transitions between each photo, but we'll kind of see. You'll get the ending result there. I hope that this helps. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and I will catch you guys on the next one.
Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please take the time to like, comment and subscribe, as it helps us to further please our YouTube overlords. Check out more links in the description for continued assistance on your CapCut projects, and please keep your arms and legs inside the craft until it comes to a complete stop. Be sure to mind your headspace and watch your step as you exit. Failure to comply may result in serious injury or death. We will see you next time, Comet creators. End transmission.